Hi all, welcome to educators.com. I'm Hari, software engineer. In this session, we will learn about the operators like bitwise, logical, string, conditional, comma, unary, and relational operators. Okay, so let's start with bitwise operators. These operators are used to perform operations on the binaries, that is 0 or 1. So these operators used when you want to perform the operations on 0 or 1 instead of being directly on the numbers, like instead of being on 3 or 2. This will be converted into binaries and then perform the operation. So it will convert the given operand into 32-bit integer and then performs the operation. Okay, so these bitwise are used only to perform operations on binaries values. Okay, like here the AND operator has been used to perform an AND operation over the 3 and 2 value, which will be converted into an binary values and then the operation will be performed. So similarly for the OR, and the XOR operation is used when these values are converted into zeros and ones. This will evaluate to 1 only when there is a difference in the values like 0 or 1 or 1 or 0. If the values are same like 0 0 or 1 1, it will evaluate to 0. Whereas coming to 0 1 or 1 0, it will evaluate to 1. So coming to NOT operator, this NOT operator uses like inverse of the existing operator. Like if there are ones, it will be converted into zeros, and if there are zeros, it will be converted into ones. So it's like inverse of the existing value. So here when I apply this NOT on 3, the output is -4. Okay, so the left shift operator is used when you want to shift the value to the left by a given number of times. Here I want to left shift the value 3 by 2 times. So when I left shift the value, the output is 12. So same property propagating right shift. Here this operator can be used when you want to shift the operator. Like let's say I want to right shift the value 7 2 times to the right. But the main thing here is, as in binaries, the last digit will denote the sign of the value. When you use this sign propagating right shift, that value will not be converted into 0. It will remain still as 0 if the number is positive or 1 if the number is negative. So coming to zero field right shift, this is used when you want the negative value to be converted into positive value. Like here in this example, you can check. I want to do a number 5 right shift by 2 times. So the output will be 1. But when I want to do -5 right shift by 2 times, the output is a larger number. Why? Because the negative sign value, which is indicated by the last bit, is converted into 0, one thing, and then it is shifted to the right. So the number remains large. So coming to logical operators. Here this logical operators will be used when you want to have a similar kind of comparison on evaluate to true. Like here this and operator has been used when you want to return some kind of value. Like if both are true, I want to return true, or if both are false or anything is false, I want to return as false. So when you want to check thoroughly that this condition should be met only when all the values are true. So in those cases you can use and operator. Coming to NOT operator. NOT operator is used when you want to check the inverse of the given value. Let's say I want to check if the value is false, I want to check inverse of that. This means true. So in those cases you can use NOT operator. And coming to OR operator, this OR operator is used when you want to check whether any one of the values is true or not. Like say true or false, I want to check that which will evaluate true, or false or true which will evaluate true, or true true which is evaluate true true. So this is used when you in an if condition where or any other condition where you want to just return the value when uh, at least the value is true, like means whatever be the value is true, it will be returned. So this is all about logical operators. So coming to string operators. So apart from this assignment operators or the comparison operators like less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, you can also have this plus operator which can be used to concatenate the string values. Like here in this example, you can check I'm concatenating the value Sham and the Lal and assign this value to the full name. Okay, so this so here the plus operator can be used apart from doing arithmetic operations. It can be used for concatenating the strings values. Okay, so coming to conditional operator. As I mentioned before, the tenure operator which accepts three parameters, it can also be called as conditional operator. Okay, it takes three operands. First is the expression, and second and third are the values that can be written based on the evaluation of the expression, which will return the values true or false. Like here in this example, I want to check whether the is name exists equal to true or not. If it's equal to true, it will return the first name or else last name. Okay, so the comma operator. So the comma operator is you will evaluate the operands sequentially and return the value of the last operand. This means let's say when you want to evaluate a bunch of code within the for loop preconditions, so it will return the last value, or you can also use this within the variable declaration. So the comma operator can be used at many places. Okay, like passing the arguments to the function or any place. Okay, so coming to unary operator. So in JavaScript there are many unary operators like pre-increment, increment operator, decrement operator, not operator. Okay, apart from these operators we also use some other unary operators like type of delete and void. Like delete is been used to delete an object or a property of an object or with element of an array, etc. Whereas a type of can be used to know the type of the given value, like whether it's string or the number or the boolean value, etc. And the void can be used when you want to return something as undefined or something. Okay, like here in this href will now actually when you use this link, anchor tag link, when the user clicks on the click here for redirect, it will trigger the value which has been written or which will exist within the href. But here we are writing the void of 0. This means it returns the value as undefined. So where it will make sure that href will not, I mean the page will not get redirected. So in this cases we can use this void operator. So coming to relational operator. So the relational operator used when to compare the two operands and return a boolean value based on whether the comparison is true or not. Like in the example, you can check in or instance of, like whether if you want to check an object whether it's an instance of a given function constructor or not, or whether you want to check whether this property is there within this object or not. Like as I mentioned in the for in loop where you are using the var name property value in object. So this can be used in can be used to check whether the properties are there within this object or not, or whether the object is the instance of this class which is in the function constructor or not. Let's flip to brackets IO. First let's start with string operators. Here let's try to concatenate two strings and check the output. String concatenation. JavaScript. So here it brings us JavaScript tutorial. So here the plus operator can be used to concatenate two strings, and similar to this plus operator we can also use some comparison operators over the string like greater than equal to. So let's check string comparison. So here it returns as false as JavaScript is less than tutorial. So let's check with the logical operators. Let's try to print the AND operation over the true and true value. So when I use the AND operator it says as true, and when I use a AND between the true and false it should say as false. Yeah. So similar to AND operator we also have the OR operator. So when I use over the true or false it returns a true. Okay. Now let's check with the NOT operator. Like let's try to have a NOT over the false value. Yeah, it returns as true. So the NOT operator returns the inverse of the value. So now let's check with the bitwise operators. So let's try to perform some bitwise operations like AND. So here we are trying to perform an AND operation over 3 and 2 values. So he returns as 2. So this AND operation has been used to convert the numbers into bit binaries and then perform an AND operation. So similar to AND operation we also have OR operation. So here prints as 3. So this, apart from this OR operation we also have XOR and NOT operations. So this is all about the bitwise operators. So now let's check with the conditional operators. So let's declare an variable called user qualification with value as MBBS, and user profession here we are checking whether if user qualification is MBBS the profession will be doctor or else other. So let's check what the value will be. User profession so it says as doctor. So that's all from this session. Thank you.